There you go. So we're gonna rewind a little bit. This is part 2 of the. So right now it's showing James like everything in the wash bay. Like I said, shortly after he got there, how I'm gonna wash my vet and how we actually drove some rain through Indiana, through Indiana. How he called. So I think we can. Maybe I might see it. Maybe I would want to wash it. Or maybe wash me. How I showed in some of the pressure washer I had. How I had a couple of them. One wasn't down in the living room. How I decided the one in the wash of the wash. This one right here. That's the one that they have in the truck wash. If you've seen on Clean Meal. That's it. Sorry about the shakes. And then I have several different ones, and I had a couple of different trigger guns, and it was a little bit different, kind of like what's in the Triple Valley truck wash, but a little bit different setup. The trigger gun was actually a one. It was actually like that one. I think Nils just makes 2 different types. There's that one with the swivel on it. Hold on. Then there's that version right there without the swivel. But how I had the one with. I think maybe Castle Silence years ago. I think they had one of those. Thinking they haven't. Well, that's the version they had, and then like I said, they had the. I also had a few different. I showed. Hold on, that's one of my phone cameras I had. So finally, right now, how I got like James set up to wash. How I got like I went to the little where the pressure washer room was. How I actually got like how I filled up a bucket of wad. How I got like my wash mitts out, and maybe I was helping wash it. How that they were just gonna use the poly soap from CCF. Yep. This was like before we started using how you want. I didn't want him to. I think he might have maybe be allergic. I don't know. I think he might have I don't know if he's allergic to that. I don't know. But might have maybe he has skin irritation to that. I know that is not good. So usually when we do most of our show tracks, look all that found we're gonna watch. Usually we use how we actually have 2 separate versions where we can use put on with a phone camera. How we actually had a look like gold hooked up to it. After we're done washing, we can do. So finally, how Ted came out, how I was showing him around a little bit, showing him the shop, and out the shop was then you set up. How me and my folks, and me as folks helped set up this afternoon. help set up this afternoon after the help before help the hell was a little bit after 1. Hell was actually before Evan showed up. Yeah, then how they decided, yeah, how my parents, how they had, like, my mom had company come in. And then how they didn't want to sit around with all these, yeah, how I think we may have the hell do this in a few other policies aside. How Mike actually just got, how was showing him around. Actually, that changed. How Mike wasn't gonna, how he wasn't actually, how he wanted to get, how James wanted to. We'll talk about Mike in a little bit. How James wanted to give. How he wanted to get. Yeah, how he told us that he was in the camp out. Like how we saw the house, like Evan and his family. Then I guess Tad only had when he had a living. So right now how like right the help like how right now is helping like James washes. So finally James got his van washed and you could like just keep it in here unless if he want to, I guess if he want to move up to the house. But I'm guessing people might park along the road with it. When they park in the like all the family members will just come in like the and like some of teachers, so there was a like example me as teacher. And like just all the like aunts and uncles and some of the other like pastors were gonna how Rice and how all of them how they were not actually staying here, how they were just gonna come for the day. Yeah, how they actually hung out for how they actually hung out for a little while. Shit like Kevin Clavin. How like at least Jake Lawson and Bryson come, how at least Jake and Bryson his group and I think Maddie or whoever Bryce, how they were gonna come out for how they were gonna get a hotel. Yeah. But how I kinda told, how we kinda did we were talking let's change how Mike was gonna step that. How Ted and Mike actually got there at the same. And James. And realize how they actually knew how, and maybe James Allen. Like example, how like anyway, so fine, then how like I said, then how James was setting up, yeah, how when got him the shot back, how we wanted to clean up. And then how we decided, how we needed to, then how we actually, everybody came in. How I had, how I also had the downs, how I had a bathroom in the base, and how there was a, we'll talk about, like, actually, and how Olin actually kind of forgot about Olin being there. Yeah, how all of them showed up at the same time. How many people did? Yeah, how they were actually, how like Olin was mead. Like we're in the, yeah. So finally, then how? So let's actually review the badge. So Ellen and then how Ellen got. How Ellen had his own bedroom. And then how Evan and. Evan and Ellen got her own bedroom. And then how Ted and Les and Colby got their. Maybe this week they will have homemade mac. Actually, let's gonna make that. Oh man. So finally, then how everybody got there. Then how we talked about how we decided to get all the pizza. Yeah. So let's fast through. So then how me and Mia actually went and how me actually, let's actually change something. Let's actually do the, I'm gonna need your help tap. Real quick, I think. Yeah, we need to move. How it was actually, the Jeep was actually said on I didn't want to go into the I actually moved in there, how it's all cleaned up and so actually instead of that, then said I wanted to come out to the wash. Oh, this is actually around the time when James was finishing washing it's back. So we come out, I want to show you something in the wash bit. So finally, how she actually let in the work. How Tel was the kind of here. How I can't like the hand the home in the. How she actually let in the work. Yeah, I think you're teaching this. No matter had to take her for a ride. How she was really excited about. Then we're gonna get clean eventually. Clean road. Car up and. Oh, this was when. Yeah, how he was asking me questions about the Jeep. Oh, there were two doors in the wash, but how it was actually in the front. The how when Ellen were gonna go. How when Ellen and Tammy were gonna go get. Those are the only freak. Those are the only two girls. The how James Lee actually just came up by how Michelle said stay home with the dog. Like I said, Michelle says how Alyssa was gonna stay there. So then shortly after, then how Mia and Alan and Tam decided to go. I decided to go get the pizza. Yeah. So they'll. So then finally, how they actually took Mia's new Jeep to listen to what music should they listen to? Well, I don't care. We'll talk about that. Her favorite music. You probably already know, guys. I don't need to repeat it 8 billion times. Yep, you probably already know, Jeff, what they listen to. The new Jeep has Bluetooth. They Bluetooth some music in it. Probably her favorite band, her favorite singer, her favorite pop singer. But anyway. How James was finishing up, then how Evan was actually helping James a little bit, helped Ted a little bit too. Yeah, how Evan was out there attacking the Gypsians. So finally we got back with the pizza, and finally we just finally had supper. Everybody liked the pizza, yeah. By the way, when we went, how Evan and Tam, Lacey and Lexi went to, with them too, right? But I had to do it like a. So then finally we got back to the house. Like I said, me loved the Jeep. Yeah, me actually did. Ellen actually did a great job doing her hair. Yeah, her hair looks so good. Yeah. Well, thanks, Ellen, to dye my hair purple. Ellen actually made us a couple of shirts. You find. She made mine and she bought me a couple. Yeah. If I already know what they are. But anyway, so finally, if you want to know more in detail, you can ask me, Jeff Wagner, what shirts about them. But, well, so finally we had supper, then how we just chilled out for a while. Then we decided to watch, we sat in the big living room. We started watching shows for a while. Now James actually has some good shows that we watched. I mean, sometimes really we had to watch. We would watch it. We would watch and. Yeah, we were watching race and then me said, really, we had to watch. We had to watch race cars over. Then we actually decided to go do. Oh, she didn't say that about. She probably doesn't like our show. I think. There's a TV up there. We watched racing and something I don't really know. Maybe Duke biking videos or something. One of James's favorite shows I don't really know. But actually, instead of that, I think was at the time. Yeah, how he decided to make us watch we're gonna watch a baseball game. Yeah, how he made us all watch a dumb base. We only had to watch dumb. Or something. Swing! I guess we'll watch some baseball, I don't care. Actually, the game actually got me interested. We also had Alan Jackson playing in the house. It was so great. Beef and potato man. We can't really, we can sing it. Anyway, so finally a couple hours later, Mia and not Abin, Mia and Ellen and Tammy, they all went upstairs and had good old time. Well, the guys sat, maybe Alyssa too. Mia talked actually. So finally, then a couple hours later, 2 hours later, I was just, instead of the baseball game, let's actually change it. I was just sat and talked for a while. Then how a few hours later, then how James was getting ready. Then finally, how around 9, 10 o'clock, how James had to get ready. Yeah, how he was in head out to his van, and then yeah. I think he does drink coffee, I'm not really sure. Then finally, so finally after, so then finally then how Mia got ready for bed. She was actually in a nice comfy PJs already. With a, she actually wore purple PJs too. So yeah, so finally so Mia was actually getting ready for bed. She was brushing her teeth, yeah. She was exhausted. Yeah. Yeah, that's how Tammy. She was actually the first person in bed. She was in bed around 9:30. Then finally a couple hours later, the rest of us went to bed. Finally, the very next morning, Mia was still in bed, but I kind of woke up early. I got someone looked at me and Evan actually went downstairs and talked for a little while. And that's where you know what, we'll just pretend there's not much more to go. So finally then finally shortly after everybody else got up, a little bit out of time, and then we made breakfast. We had eggs and bacon, and we had eggs and bacon, and yeah. I actually woke up and went and actually got some donuts. Yeah. Yeah. She didn't get up till then 8:30 finally around. Yeah, we all had a cup of coffee. Katie and Jimmy. Then finally a few hours later, then finally we got ready for the grab party. This is not much for the grab party. I think we're gonna fast through. We did the grab party stuff. everybody was happy to see me, Jeff and Jeremy and stuff like that. And I think that's where we're gonna stop. Actually, we'll keep we're actually not quite there yet. So finally, after the grad party, then everybody, like, around, like, 5 o'clock, everybody started to head out. That was their... Then finally, like, all, like, most of the people who got, like, the teachers and, like, how, like, Jeff and, by then, like, Jeff and Ginger were gone, and Jeff and Ginger and Jeremy Hoffman and Dustin Lang and Josh Bergen. So, we actually got some people lined up. We got some really interested customers like Jimmy Hoffman and Dustin Link and like a lot. We actually got some jobs already lined up. We got some jobs for polishing. Jimmy Hoffman was actually our first customer. Yeah, he was gonna. How speed truck and how Corey 3 was interested. I have a ton of wheels that I can. Sure, buddy. Yeah. I have already. Yeah, sometime this we should have some openings coming up, so we can get them. I'm sure they'll probably really nasty. And that's where we're gonna stop. See ya, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed part 2.